Retirement seems to suit Jason Kelce well. Kelce hung up his cleats this offseason after 13 outstanding seasons anchoring the Philadelphia Eagles' offensive line. Since then, he's seemingly been growing his New Heights podcast with brother Travis and enjoying time at Eras Tour London. Kelce also found time to film a Kingsford charcoal commercial with former NFL star defensive tackle Vince Wilfork. In the hilarious ad, Wilford, who has been out of football since the end of the 2016 season, welcomes Kelce to retirement. In doing so, he gives the perennial All-Pro center his own set of overalls for backyard grilling, complete with Kelce's name and number 62. The two do a little bit of dancing. A lot of grilling, and at the end, Wilfork presents Kelce with his own king hat since he is the king of the grill. Wilfork looks like he has slimmed down from his playing days, and he's wearing a hat that says ribs in the commercial. Dude looks like he's having a lot of fun in retirement. The former Philadelphia Eagles star is adjusting to the first year in over a decade in which he won't report to training camp. But Kelce has multiple irons in the fire, including his new partnership with Kingsford. Jason Kelce's decision to retire from the NFL was not one the 13-year veteran center made quickly, or took lightly. I'll be very honest. The last 4 years I've wanted to retire at the end of seasons, Kelce tells TV's 87 exclusively while discussing his partnership with Kingsford, teaming up with MVP Vince Wilfork for the King of the Grill campaign. He adds, "The reality is it's really hard to get there. And even after we lost the Super Bowl, I wanted to come back and play for another Super Bowl. But imagining another 17 games on top of playoffs and coming back was very difficult to envision being able to do." Yet the former Philadelphia Eagles star, 36, realized that the past season was different from earlier campaigns. Those previous 3 years, I felt like I still had it in me and still wanted to and still could play at the level I felt I wanted to be able to play at and go out there and compete, he says. And after stepping away this year, it just was more and more evident after the season that my body is telling me to stop. I don't think I could play another season at the way I want to and the way that's going to make me happy. He continues, "If I'm being quite honest. Even the last year at times, it wasn't what I wanted, and part of that is because of where my body was at. So all those things culminated into the decision." The will he or won't he narrative plagued Kelce throughout his last season, and it was a running theme of his Prime Video documentary, Kelce, which premiered in September 2023. But for the husband and father of 3 young daughters, deciding to finally retire came as a relief, he says. "Yeah, I mean, no matter what decision you're making, when it's weighing on you, there's going to be relief," Kelce tells TV's 87. "So the year before with the documentary with my wife and I, it was an incredible relief to announce that I was playing again because I'm no longer going back and forth on this thing that's like hanging over your head. And the same thing happened this year when I decided it was time to retire. It was an incredible relief to not have to be racking my brain over what the right decision is or what I want to do." He adds, "But then what was different about this year was when it came to officially announce that publicly, it was incredibly nerve-wracking and anxious to the maximum. And so I had some relief and I finally privately made the decision." Despite the Eagles' frustrating season, which ended in a wild card playoff loss against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Kelce says he waited until after the final game to ultimately announce his intention. "I don't think you can realistically make that decision accurately, and I don't want to speak for everybody," he says. "I guess some people probably do know when it's in the middle of the season that they can't do it anymore. But for me, I feel like in order to really be in the right headspace to make a decision like that, you need to be away from football for a little bit. You need to recharge and kind of figure out where you're at the end of the year." The Ohio native's emotional retirement speech on March 4 spanned 45 minutes, where the athlete, dressed in a sleeveless black Eagles tank and flip-flops, tearfully announced he was stepping away from pro football, as his family, including his wife Kylie, brother Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, mother Donna Kelce and father Ed Kelce looked on. Jason spoke from his heart, which were sentiments that began when he started jotting them down in the Notes app on his phone. "I write down little things almost like a journal from time to time, and a lot of those things have been key moments and semblances of my career throughout my time in the NFL and things that I've written down and taken notes on before," he says. So a lot of it was reading it to Kylie, 1 for myself to feel how it sounded actually saying it. 2, to try and figure out how to organize all of these thoughts. He adds, at first, it's just a jumble of a bunch of different things that don't really have the flow of what would be necessary to orate a speech. So you're trying to figure out how to figure out which ones go where, which ones do we leave in. So Kylie was definitely instrumental in trying to decide all these things. I think at the end of the day you have all these different thoughts and ideas that sound good to you or might make sense to you, but ultimately the person listening to it is the most important. That's the whole reason that you're talking. I think we probably went over it twice together and then I read it to other people as well. And it probably took a couple weeks to really get it to where I felt comfortable going up there and saying it publicly. Kelce has new projects that will continue to keep him in the public eye, such as his partnership with Kingsford and his new gig on Monday Night Football. But don't expect the elder Kelce brother, who has been routinely spotted at the Eagles training facility for what he calls the great free weight room and free food, to give up on his love of the game. I've played in the NFL for a very long time, he says. I have not been able to experience it as a fan for the most part. So obviously I'll be working Monday nights, but that means Sundays are open, Thursdays are open. So I got some time to potentially take in the actual game day atmosphere from a different lens now that the playing days are behind. While his fellow NFL peers are having a field day over Bill Belichick's widely publicized personal life, it seems Jason Kelce wants none of it. The ex-Patriots coach's red-hot romance with 23-year-old Jordan Hudson was briefly referenced on Wednesday's installment of the New Heights podcast, which Jason co-hosts with his younger brother, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. Belichick's a smooth operator, his girlfriend's. Travis said, to which the retired Eagles center, 36, replied, let's not go there, please. Jesus Christ. The 34-year-old Travis started cracking up and said, he's killing it. The exchange between the Kelce siblings comes as Belichick's relationship with Hudson continues to dominate headlines. The couple, whose romance was confirmed in early June, have been living together for months, TMZ reported Wednesday. Belichick and Hudson first crossed paths on a flight in 2021 and connected over the then student-athlete's philosophy project. The 6-time Super Bowl-winning coach of the Patriots posed for a photo with Hudson in flight and signed her textbook. Belichick was previously involved with Linda Holliday, whom he had been dating since 2007.
Why don't we tell everybody what we just got done doing? If you can't tell by the bracelets right here.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you went 0 Dark 30 and weren't on social media all weekend. Yeah. We went to
my first concert.
Yeah. Not only you.
Me and Princess Kiana.
Yes. Princess Kiana. Made it to the Eras Tour and watched Tay absolutely shred it.
Dude, it was amazing.
It was so cool. Playing in front of 90,000 at Wembley Stadium. I remember 2015 playing in front of 80,000 in Wembley Stadium and then seeing Tay up there going crazy. They get a lot louder for Taylor than they do for American football.
Yeah, well, and they're also cheering on all of the players on the field. It's not just one person up there on the stage.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was insanely impressive. There's something like, obviously, Taylor's an amazing singer, songwriter, but then to be able to go out there and be a performer at that level for how long? She was up there for like 3.5 hours, 4 hours?
Yeah, 45 songs, bub.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dude, if I did what she did for one song,
insane,
I would have to change my clothes.
Yeah. Just one. Just one. I'm in the tent like, gosh, I need a break.
Yeah. Man, I'm tired of drinking these beers and Taylor's still singing. This is amazing. Can't feel my hand anymore because all these friendship bracelets are cutting off my circulation.
Oh, yeah, you were stacked. We actually got a video, if you haven't seen it, you just being so pumped and showing Kai how many bracelets you got.
It was an awesome experience. Obviously, the Swifties make it very memorable.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome.
Everyone's so into it. They're singing all the songs. It was, there's 2 concerts that have been like that. That one and the first time I saw Bruce Springsteen live, but it was equal kind of level of like just these insane fandoms that love these artists so much that they know all of the songs, all of like the run a show, even like the what is it, the 22 hat?
Yeah.
Dude, I've never cried at a fucking
It's so cool, isn't it?
Concert.
Yeah.
And I was literally tearing up watching this little girl's entire, I'm about to tear up right now. It was fucking so special.
She got into it.
It was great.
Yeah. It was awesome. Every single show she does it. And she makes every show unique with the acoustic set.
That was my favorite part. So I know
awesome,
everybody, like right from the go, it's banger after banger.
Mm-hmm.
The Man, Wyatt's favorite song was the second song. So
Yep.
we were
Right off the
recorded
jump.
that, sent it
Yep.
over to Y. But the acoustic set, first of all, I just love acoustic.
Yeah. You're an
When
acoustic
it's
kind of guy.
just a musician, dude, it's just her, a guitar, and 90,000 people. And obviously the 90,000 people are all singing the song. So she does have some support. A lot of unison vocals going on.
Yeah.
And she's blending from one song to another and like going through it in the piano at times. Like to be good in front of 90,000 people with just that, I think you have to be amazing.
Yeah.
And you have to, one, have great songs and great lyrics, which she obviously has written and made.
Yep.
And then two, be able to perform those seamlessly on the spot, nothing else to hide it. Just that was the highlight of the evening for me.
That's awesome. It's cool to see her get excited for that moment. And everybody in the show is obviously waiting for that part of the tour or that part of the show to come up.
They are.
Yeah,
So I'm not the
because
only
it's
one that
like-
likes the acoustics.
No, everyone's,
Okay.
it's like kind of gets everybody on their seat. And then on top of that, it like puts everybody in a room with Taylor.
Yeah.
Like
It's the
not
most
a stadium
intimate.
anymore,
Dude, you're in
you know what I
90,000
mean?
people, but for some reason it feels like you're in a bar just listening to somebody play on a piano.
She gets it.
Yeah, it's fun.
She
It was
gets
amazing.
It was cool. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. We had a whole bunch of the friends and fam in town, some familiar faces in the suite. And it's just cool to come over to London, support her, and have a few beers while she absolutely killed it on stage. Couple things, 92%ers